Welcome into Rover Sports. How are you guys? Welcome in, and we're going to now be showing you some Jared Goff. We're circling the wagons again. We hit up Jared Goff versus the New England Patriots, and now we're going to see him in another capacity versus the New Orleans Saints, and what ended up being a very different football game than the one he played against the New England Patriots. So now we're going to show you two sides of Jared, and we want to show you both sides of the argument. So here you're going to see Jared reads coverage, gets it out to Todd Gurley, and now you see the speed of Todd Gurley. He looked like the 2015 Rookie of the Year, Todd Gurley, on that run. Here's Todd Gurley, and essentially I want to put this thing in coach's film because I think that this is a play that really stood out to me here, was Todd Gurley running for 3 yards, I believe. Right here, excuse me, is where I want to take us over here and look at Todd Gurley. All right, so Gurley is going to take this handoff, and it's really well blocked by the guys inside. I think, you might have, John Sullivan might be your offensive lineman right now. I know Greg Robinson's on the line, but you're going to see a great view of it here. And, I mean, Todd Gurley ran the ball pretty well in this game versus New Orleans. It was one of his better games. But you're going to see here that really the Rams block this tremendously well, and Todd Gurley, for some reason, just doesn't have great vision on this play because, look, there's a huge hole right here, and Todd Gurley ends up bouncing right into trouble when he didn't really need to at all. He could have just stayed straight, gotten a bunch of yards. 2nd and 10 now for Jared. And that's a heck of a ball to Kenny Britt. Very good throw. Let's watch it again. Let's watch the throw from Jared Goff. Jared Goff fields the snap. Jared's eyes are glued left. Remember, this is only his second game playing in what wasn't a rain-filled slop fest, which was his first game at the Coliseum. And this is him hitting Kenny Britt. And put it this way, that's a pretty easy back shoulder throw, but Jared puts enough velocity on the ball. It's a one read and go, as Bell and the other dudes had trouble covering him. So really looking here at Jared Goff, now we got a nice clear picture. We're going to see the Kenny Britt play again, and then we're going to zoom ahead here in coach's film, and we're also going to show you Jared, playing the game. And there you see Jared with a good throw. Okay. So the Rams driving very nicely. One of the best drives of the season. Get a decent 3-yard run with Todd. 2nd and 7 now. And you see this sometimes from Jared. So Jared Goff, he'll essentially have part of the field cut off because he's a rookie again. And so Jared, this is one read, and this is Jared just saying, okay, the guy's not really open. I'm going to throw it in his vicinity, and I'm going to not risk an interception. But I also don't have the confidence or the eternal clock to go through my progressions at all or to hit my check down at all because Kenny Britt wasn't really open at all. And it's just kind of a weak play from the Rams, just kind of giving up and sacrificing an incomplete pass pretty much. But this happens. I love this play call for so many reasons. One, because you have three wide receivers towards this side of the field, okay? So what's going to end up happening is you're going to have Pharaoh Cooper and you're going to have, it might be Brian Quick. You're going to have these guys running all around the 20-yard vicinity. You're all going to have them running 10 yards. And then you're going to have, I believe Tavon's actually in the slot, and it ends up going to Tavon over the top, but Jared's also reading underneath coverage. So Jared's eyes, it's tough, the deep safety here, there's no one back home here deep. And essentially Jared is able to hold these guys because all these routes are in such congruency. They're all on the same side of the field, Instead of playing one-on-one over here with Kenny Britt, we now have 3 options, and Jared can read 3 people at one time, and his eyes don't have to move that far. So see here, The safety is preoccupied. Both of these people are preoccupied. And then he's got one-on-one with one of the fastest wide receivers in football. And then he's able to put it over the top. And Tavon Austin's able to shield his body really well. Let's see if we can see that one more time. We're able to see here Tavon Austin running a great route. And I liked what the Rams did here. You got to get Tavon Austin. You got to get Tavon the ball, and you got to get him involved in the offense. This is Jared's best throw of the season. He puts enough air under the ball, and Tavon, you see here, he contours his body to cut off the defender. So good wide receiver skill from Tavon, and Sean McVay's going to have to get that out of Tavon Austin, if he wants to be successful. And here it is in real time. Jared Goff, the snap. He's a little bit late on the play clock, but there you see a beautiful ball from Jared Goff, something you did not see in the New England tape at all. Playing aggressively, playing free, and this Rams team was rejuvenated. And then you see Tavon cut across the guy as you're taught, and 28 gets sniffed out. It's Reed gets sniffed out by Tavon. So a very, very, very good series from Jared Goff. All right, we'll take it to 9 minutes and 10 seconds here to go in the first period. So now we are looking here at more Goff tape. Here versus New Orleans. And New Orleans isn't a juggernaut on defense. They play a lot of man-to-man. They have to outscore people with Sean Payton. And they're a team that needs a lot of defensive help. Their secondary oftentimes gets hurt a lot. So New Orleans last year, or in this upcoming draft, they were able to they selected a couple of guys that ended up being pretty good players. Like they selected in the draft, not Malik Hooker, but Marshawn Lattimore from Ohio State, who could be a cornerback for them. And so here we go. This is a 3rd and 9 from Jared Goff. Sorry a little bit about the delay. Jared Goff here hitting Lance Kendricks. Ends up being a penalty. And now we're going to see an illegal block on Tavon Austin. So now it's 3rd and 12 for Jared. And that's in a very tight spot. 3rd and 12, not a high percentage series or play whatsoever. Let's see when the Rams next get back the rock. Here we go. All right. Rams getting the rock back. Toss to Todd. Todd waits. Patience is key. And you look at the Rams offensive line right now, Andrew Whitworth at left tackle should really help. You have in the middle, you have Sullivan, Rob Havenstein. So you have some guys. Hopefully Havenstein can have a good year at center for the Rams. Hopefully this offensive line can start to click. This is something we can critique Jared Goff about on this next snap. We can look at Jared, and this is something that we could certainly look and critique from Jared Goff, okay? So Jared Goff, he's going to be out here. He's running left, and this is, by the way, this is when the Greg Williams defense. Greg Williams, I always kid around and call him 4-game Greg, because when the Rams were beating the Cardinals, when the Rams were beating the Seahawks 9-6, Greg Williams' offseason resume is so tough that the team comes out guns blazing, in the first few games. But now they're just dead. Now they're just really, now they're all gassed and, really apathetic defense being played here by the Rams, really poor. And that's why Greg Williams, when he's now with the Browns, I expect the Browns play great defense the first 5 games. But then, Greg Williams, the aggressive defensive coordinator he is, obviously with the Bounty Gate, he's still going to be coaching in an aggressive way. So there we see Jared Goff, though, essentially what I was talking about in the last. I got a little sidetracked, but essentially with Jared Goff, you see Jared Goff and his footwork's not great here. I mean, Eli Manning, he often is a backpedaler as well, but you want to see Jared as he rolls left, and then he throws it too close to the sideline in harm's way. So we can critique that. Here, Jared, I like how he looks off the other guys before coming to Tavon Austin. So you're seeing Jared Goff, and Jared Goff's making quicker decisions. He's really in the zone. He's in a positive mind frame. He's playing very confidently. He smells blood in the water when he looks at New Orleans. Here we go. Jared Goff, blitz coming, gets out of trouble, and that's just good defense by the New Orleans Saints. Nobody was open, blitzed well. There's nothing you could really do about that particular play. Let's see if we got this one already. Yep, I think we did. So I think we can go now to the second quarter of Goff film. All right. Here you're going to see a difference maker. And what most offensive guards will tell you, this is the hardest guy to block in the NFL, is number 99 defensive tackle Aaron Donald. So what Donald's going to do here, he's going to work on this guard, and he's going to do a little swim move to the inside, sacks Drew Brees, and gets the Rams a short field. I mean, this defensive line next year, you have Westbrooks, you have maybe Brockers, but you also have, Connor Barwin coming in there to help out, Alec Ogletree at linebacker, Ethan Westbrooks, and then you're going to move Mark Barron. I hear they're moving him the linebacker. So the Rams here, they have some options. Sean McVay, the defense, has options on how to use people, but look at Aaron Donald, number 99, swim move, and then he gets out and he punches the ball loose. An incredible play by Aaron Donald there. And now the Rams get a short field, and now we're going to see a pick play executed perfectly. I think we're going to have I think we have Quick here, number 83. I think that's Brian Quick. He does a great job of, look at this. He's going to seal this guy off, and then you're going to then have maybe Tavon Austin come through for a touchdown. Let's see. Or it might be Kenny Britt. Yeah, it's Britt with a touchdown. But that play was made because of the pick. He picked this guy off, and it allowed him to slip for the score. Or no, yeah, it was essentially a pick on both guys. So that's a pick play ran perfectly there by the Rams. So Jared gets a short field. Guess what happens? Good things happen. Aaron Donald made a great play. Sheldon Rankin says, whatever you could do, I can attempt to do better. Here comes Sheldon Rankins coming in here. The defensive tackle out of Louisville, drafted number 14 in the year 2013, I believe. Sheldon Rankins, big-time player from Louisville, and he makes a big-time play here on the quarterback, Jared Goff. Here's Jared, and unfortunately, Sheldon Rankin getting past there on the right-hand side of the offensive line, and he's able to beat guys and get in for a score, or get in and get the football out and loose. Not really Jared's fault. Could he have protected the ball better? Of course, but not really Jared Goff's fault. So now the Rams take back over. We're still in the first half of our Rover Sports breakdown here. On Rover Sports, you see here TG, Todd Gurley with a big run up the middle. Well blocked. And Todd Gurley is a good running back now. I think that the Rams definitely have weapons. I like Pharaoh Cooper, Bradley Marquez out of Texas Tech. They have a lot of talent on this roster. Gerald Everett from South Alabama, Cooper Kupp. I mean, you certainly have a lot of wide receivers to play with. You don't have an elite wide receiver on staff, but Robert Woods, you have guys that are certainly very suitable wide receivers, a really young core, and Sean McVay is going to try to make Jared Goff's job easier. This is a play I wanted to note because you look at Jared Goff, they're going to send a linebacker here in New Orleans, but watch Todd Gurley, watch number 30 here. He's not going to block. He's going to slip out in the flat, and he's going to end up being wide open, but Jared tries. Jared is so preoccupied with the blitzing linebacker. The game's still so fast to him that he cannot wait. And if Jared were to fade back and just toss it here to Todd Gurley, look at all that open space right here for Todd Gurley. Let's see the timing of where we're at right now in the plays, okay? We are looking at Lance Kendricks, I believe. No, excuse me, we're right here. See this one more time. Yeah, this is a play I really wanted to dissect from Jared Goff. This was, I believe, at 6:22 in the second quarter. So let's go there on our condensed so we can see this from a condensed point of view. 6:22 in the second quarter of play. Yep, here we go. 3rd and 7. I hit it perfectly. So here we go. Third and 7 for the Rams coming up. Okay. And this is essentially Jared Goff in a nutshell right here. Okay. Because look at Jared Goff. I'd characterize this play as lazy, as not fighting for a first down, as essentially the Rams simplifying the playbook, as essentially a very uncreative play call, coaching malpractice from the offensive coordinator, from everything in his development. It basically tells you that this guy's a rookie and that we don't even have enough plays for him to run through. The creativity of this play, this isn't even really Jared Goff's fault. It might be a little bit, but he's going to need to do better than this. He pretty much eyes here this wide receiver to the left side of the screen, and he stares down Brian Quick, James Quick, whatever the heck his name is here, and essentially I don't think that the guy is really that open. Maybe Jared thought he was open, but he was being pretty well covered, and instead he just kind of forces a ball in the coverage there, and instead of looking elsewhere. So Jared was essentially looking to one side of the field, and then it's like, if this guy's not open, I'm just going to throw it in his vicinity. That was his type of play. So you know what, guys? This video might have to be cut short pretty soon, because I want to do a little 2-minute drill of Jared Goff before we head out of here, though, because the guy did have a lot of success, though, today playing. You're still going to see some very nice throws from Jared here in the 2-minute offense. I want to show you that before my computer is telling me it's time for us to leave. So I want to watch that for a little bit if we can before we cut out here on Rover Sports The Show. This is Jared Goff rocking the 2-minute drill. And Jared's only looking at one guy, but hey, that's a pretty talented throw, if I might add. And then Jared Goff, he's going to spread it around quickly. He's going to process quickly. His feet are getting quicker. He's showing signs of life. And that's what I like from Jared Goff. In this game, you can see the footwork. You could see some arm talent. Jared Goff is showing signs of life, and that, my friends, is something that we can build upon. This is Rover Sports. Thank you guys so much. See you guys soon.